We're investigating Dylan's high-risk behavior of truancy, smoking, and theft.
We interview his parents, his teachers, and Dylan himself to get to the bottom of this.
Biological factors play a key role in physical development. Studies have shown that the hormone leptin can play an important role in triggering puberty itself. Dylan's body does not produce enough of this hormone, which can contribute to his physical delay in maturation. Dylan would be classified as a late maturing male. Statistics show that these males are more susceptible to bullying, alcohol and substance abuse, depression, and risk-taking behaviour.
Our boy Dylan is a beautiful child. He has always been active in all aspects of his education. Though we've noticed a change. He's just not himself anymore.
I found smokes in Dylan's school bag. His attitude at home is out of control. He's snappy and dry. His teachers have been calling and notifying us about his bad behaviour and declining school grades. What's going on?
We just want the best for Dylan, for him to go to college, have a career. Low standards are just not going to cut it. Dylan has full potential.
Dylan demonstrates the great storm and stress theory that Stanley Hall has constructed. The late maturation of Dylan's biological clock is obviously the main core problem to this situation. However, other contributing factors such as stress is clearly Dylan's greatest battle. Singh and Ullah state that during adolescence there is a high rise in the prevalence of stress. Adolescents herald an increase in environmental stressors, for example, academic pressure and the making and breaking of relationships. With Dylan's parents holding a high expectation over him once completing his high school education, the school environment has heightened this stress as it constantly reminds him of these expectations. Adolescents tend to go through a period called identity formation. Dylan's interaction with peers within the athletic team has decreased, which highlights the reasoning behind his participation in experimental risk behavior such as smoking and truancy.
When I started school, literally everything was fine. Joined the basketball team, did good in maths and science, like the boring subjects. And then now that I'm in year 11, all of a sudden I get kicked off the basketball team because I'm not tall enough. What even is that? The whole team doesn't even talk to me. Maths and science sucks now. And the only reason why I go to school is for drama. That's it. Why should I be punished for my late maturation?
Participation in such new opportunities can also facilitate identity development by providing experiences on which adolescents can draw to construct their sense of self. Risk-taking is a normal process within the process of adolescence that exposes them to experiment and construct their identity.
Hi, I'm the cognitive control system. I'm involved in regulating emotion, planning, and impulse control. In adolescence, I'm still developing, which means I can be easily overtaken by
Me. I'm the social emotional network. I'm involved in emotion, motivation, learning, and memory. And I've been
Lastly,
told I can
we
be
have
really
cognitive development.
overbearing.
Steinberg's theory of hot and cold cognition in adolescence theorizes that the frontal lobe, or cognitive control network, and the limbic system, socio-emotional network, develop at different times. The limbic system reaches peak maturation in adolescence, whereas the cognitive control system is still developing, making it easy for an adolescent's emotions to take over logic and reason.
As Dylan's year advisors, we have been called in to address his issue. With learning social and emotional competencies, these 5 steps will benefit Dylan in building skills to overcome his stressful situation. Self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, responsible decision-making, and relationship skills are all areas that must be tackled and will benefit Dylan's ability to identify his emotions, voice his concerns through communication, and manage his emotions. Voicing his thoughts and feelings to his parents can assist them in identifying that he has been confronted with a situation that he has no control over. However, it is not the end for Dylan. The teaching of resilience will demonstrate to Dylan that as an adolescent, he can bounce back from new challenges and situations. From the information we have gathered as year coordinators, we have referred Dylan to the school counsellor where they will discuss issues and set out session times that will be appropriate. Drama has been identified to be the subject that Dylan is excelling at. This will be brought to his attention as year advisors and express that drama may be a new interest that he could study in college if he wishes to do so. A meeting between Dylan's parents and ourselves will be taken to bring this to their attention. The meeting will be undertaken without Dylan's presence to avoid any further stress for him. Although a one-on-one meeting will be scheduled between year advisors with using the GRIP method. Further information will be gathered listening to Dylan's feelings and emotions of his current situation will determine whether he needs more support. Involving the counsellor will also give him the opportunity to express himself. And lastly, promoting a positive schooling environment is the main priority to help him excel in his subjects of maths and science. Gaining social confidence and networking with students of the drama class would also assist Dylan in improving his grades, building his social and emotional competence and bouncing back from the negative occurrences. In this unit, I've learned a lot of things that will influence my teaching practice once I have entered the field. The concepts that have really resonated with me are adolescence at risk, positive psychology, and mindfulness. Adolescents tend to get shunned upon during this period of their lives. Risk-taking is a normal process that plays a prevalent role and peaks through hot cognition. The theory of hot and cold cognition, developed by Steinberg, illustrates how adolescents will be more prone to committing risk behavior in front of peers. This concept will definitely play a role in my teaching practice and will assist me in identifying how the hot and cold cognition theory works. Positive psychology and mindfulness are two key concepts that will apply to my KLAs of society and culture, modern history, and Indigenous studies. Teaching concepts like gender and sexuality and historical occurrences such as the stolen generation in Australian history will challenge myself as a teacher when delivering the content. By promoting a safe learning environment for students, differences of students' beliefs, customs, values, and culture will be taken into consideration. A teacher who has demonstrated this was my society and culture teacher in years 11 and 12. As a teacher, she had delivered the content in a mindful way, though she played a role as a mentor and a counsellor. Her actions have inspired me to take on this profession and has highlighted that by creating a safe and learning environment, all students can succeed, regardless of their learning abilities. Being mindful of these factors will reinforce that all students matter in my classroom, and with positive psychology, this will benefit students' academic performance as well as their social, emotional, and mental well-being. This unit has benefited me as an individual and will guide me when teaching in schools. Students will be going through several changes, but their well-being is the main number one step to achieving success.
For me, this unit has highlighted how important it is for teachers to have knowledge about not only the cognitive functions of children, but their social and emotional as well. 3 points that really stood out for me would be Steinberg's hot and cold cognition, resilience, and mindfulness. Prior to this unit, I would not have known about how to build a child's resilience, let alone be aware of all the resources that are available to me. I thought that protecting a child's well-being meant sheltering them from the storms that life can throw at them. However, learning about resilience has made me aware of how important it would be for a child to build up their resilience against these type of negative outcomes. This knowledge about resilience has influenced my teaching practice, or at least my theoretical idea of it. So rather than sheltering children, I'm going to teach them how to bounce back from negative outcomes, which will hopefully increase their overall well-being. Learning that a child's impulsiveness is caused by a cognitive function rather than behavioral issues was a real eye-opener for me. It is It's easy to get frustrated when a child ignores reason and acts irrationally. Knowing the cause of this irrationality can help teachers implement strategies in order to counteract these issues. Lastly, mindfulness is important for everyone, and the most simple and effective way to achieve this is through implementing positive psychology. Improving a child's mindfulness can impact their well-being, which as a teacher is one of my main priorities. This will mean I will have to improve my own learned optimism for the benefit of my students. The easiest example I can think of for my KLA being English would be a student not happy with their results on their essay. A way I can tackle this would be to use positive psychology. So if the child is asking, what have I done wrong? I can simply rephrase the statement and say, well, you did all these things correctly. I was just looking for more elaboration on this. Rephrasing my responses encourages children to think positively rather than negatively automatically. This would be their ants and pets. Overall, I have really enjoyed this unit. I have learned a lot about how adolescents develop and will use this knowledge later in my career.